Hey y'all, it's Kirsten again. I haven't been on here in a while. I just thought I'd do a new type of video. Still sit and chat and everything, but just ate lunch. Basically what I want to get into is about the military. I joined the Army National Guard and on June 14th, 2010. And the reason I joined was because I'd always been curious about the lifestyle of the military. And I know a lot of people say that they join because college, but at that point I had already gotten an associate's and it wasn't really my top concern, but it was a bonus because I did plan on going back later on. But so when I joined with an associate's degree, I joined as an E3. And basically, if you have Boy Scouts or did the Eagle Scouts, or if you have an associate's degree or bachelor's degree, you can join at a higher rank than just an E-nothing or an E1, E2. But basically, I joined because I was very interested in the lifestyle. My dad had always wished that he had joined when he was younger, and that really kind of motivated me. I really look up to my dad, so, if he was like, I should have joined, then it really was like, okay, well, maybe this isn't such a bad decision. And so I joined. And I'll just say I've been in for 6.5 years. It'll be 7 years in June, and I have loved every minute of it. Well, maybe not every minute, but I've never regretted my decision to join the military. Actually just signed on for another 6, and I got my first bonus, which was a substantial amount. So I got my first half after my first year, like the start of my 6-year contract, and I'll get it at my 3rd as well. But yeah, I wrote some notes down. If you're interested in joining the military, I highly suggest it. It isn't for everyone, don't get me wrong. It is structured, very structured. It's not for everyone because not everyone has like a structured mindset, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it, but they don't take direction well. That and the lifestyle probably just isn't for them. The thought of a contract scares them. They don't want to be stuck in something. But I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it and never regretted it since the start. So, but when I first joined, when I got into basic training and all that, of course it's going to be stressful. That's just part of the job. And when you get to, well, I'll get more so into when you get to basic training and what to kind of expect. But, it may have changed, some since then. Since I've joined, I've noticed a change in the way things are done and how, I guess, trainees are treated. And I'm sure people that have been in for 20 years say that, when I joined, I had it made. So, but other than that, I've already talked about why I joined. The things that I wish I had known before I went to basic training. Things I wish I had known. I knew that I was going into a basic training in AIT where you're training for your job, and it's an OSIT, they call it, to where literally one day your basic training ends and you're technically a soldier, and the next day you're actually training for your job. And some people are with something called split ops, to where maybe they're still in high school or something, and they go to basic training, and then maybe a little while later they'll go back to maybe a different location and train for their actual job that they signed up for. Mine is 31 Bravo, military police. So, went to Fort Leonard Wood. Yay, Fort Lost in the Woods. But, and it seems like I went there during a perfect time. I went there July of 2010, a month after I joined, and stayed there until December. So I got the worst of the heat and just the start of the cold. So I feel like I went there during a perfect time. I don't do well in cold. Can't run in the cold, so it was perfect for me. You know, I'd rather run in the heat, to be honest. But anyways, getting off track. But yeah, things I know before basic. There's a method to the madness. There's a method to their madness. Everything that they do, there is a method and a reason behind it. And everything that they do is to train you, to train your mind, to train your mentality, to train you physically, to prepare yourself to be a soldier. And, you know, they do a great job. And, you know, and before you go, just make sure you have all your finances in line. Okay, I'm getting off track again. But things I had known before basic, practice, and if you're a female, practice doing your hair. Get your hair done before basic training. If you have anything like highlights or colors or anything like that, or if you feel like it, I would suggest if you're a female, getting your hair cut shorter. It'll grow back. I cut mine up to maybe about here. And maybe get that done maybe about a month before, just so you have some practice to where, you know, it's a lot easier. If your hair is already shorter, you know, it's less weight. I mean, it gets hot in the summer. If you're going to be in there in the summer, make sure it's shorter. Less weight. Just practice doing your hair. May as well forget about makeup. Don't even worry about makeup. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it. And, well, that's because it's gonna be in your personal bag. Anything that you do not want shown in front of everyone, make sure you just keep that stuff at home. That includes your little thong underwear, your little frilly bras or whatever. Keep that stuff at home. You may as well just bring a bunch of granny panties with you. Otherwise, you're going to have to buy it. And they give you like a little Eagle card, I think. I'm not sure if they still do that. But they gave us a card that had a certain amount of money on it. And you could take it to their little shopette that they had when you get to your location. And you will buy their shoes. You will buy their shoes. You will be buying some granny panties. And you will not have none of those little frilly push-up bras with a little underwire. You will not be having none of those. Get yourself some black and white sports bras. Make sure they're good ones. If you're larger chested, please be sure that you get some good ones. Yeah, but anything that is like that you do not want thrown out into like that little pile that you got to put out in front of you right when you first get there. They have something called your little personal bag. And you're going to be keeping that bag in a closet under lock and key. And you will not see that for the entire time that you were there until you graduate. So, with that being said, yeah, just prepare yourself mentally. I'm sure that it's, and I remember it was hard to really kind of prepare because you don't really know what to expect. And this is why I did this video, is because, you know, I feel like maybe it could help somebody that's maybe about to go to basic training. But also, females, sorry, I wrote some notes. Females, also again, I know maybe some things maybe worry you, maybe like your period. I mean, it's natural. I mean, hey. For me personally, I did not get my period when I was at basic training. I think it was the amount of exercise that we were doing. It just completely stopped. Like any birth control medicine or anything like that, you ain't gonna need it. You ain't gonna be getting no action while you're there. You may as well just forget it. Also, another things, drill sergeants know everything. They do their research. They have already seen your Facebook page. They have already gotten all the little dirt on you. They know if you have a YouTube channel. They know. So make sure you watch what you're posting before you go off to basic training. With your phones, you will not have your phones. Some companies get theirs occasionally, but those privileges are taken away occasionally. But they will be under lock and key as well. You will not see your phone. except for like maybe like if you get a pass, they call it, for the day, and that's usually falls on a Sunday. But that's the day that, you know, you can go get your hair cut or whatever, or anything like that. Men, tip for you, get used to shaving every day. Get used to shaving every day, because you're gonna be doing it. Even those guys that don't have to shave every day because their hair doesn't grow as fast, yeah, you're gonna be shaving every day, because I'll tell you what, they notice it, they see it, and if you're the one to mess up, everybody's getting a fault. Everybody. And when you get there, they're basically gonna assign you a battle buddy. Your battle buddy is the person that is your wingman. They are your wingman, and they mess up, you take the brunt too. You take the brunt too. They get smoked, as they call it, you getting smoked with them. So make sure your battle buddies are squared away at all times. And make sure yourself is squared away at all times, so that way you do not get your battle buddy in trouble. Because it does not go very well if you mess up and then somebody else has to take the brunt of it. But, excuse me. As a career, as I said, you know, military is not for everybody. Not for everybody. A lot of times, or sometimes, you know, people get to basic training and they end up getting hurt. This is why it's so important for you to be getting physically fit before you go to basic training. It's highly, highly, highly important, because we are known as the couch potato generation. We're always sitting on our phones, playing on our phones, watching TV. And that makes your bones weaker. And when your bones are weaker, and you're starting to do all this physical activity at basic training, guess what? Something's got to give. So, be sure that you're eating healthy, being physically active. Make sure, because it's going to be all day, every day when you get there. All day, every day. So you may as well get used to it. Now, if you get to basic training and you do find yourself injured, don't let it get you down. You know, the drill sergeant's going to give you a hard time about it. I'll just be honest. Now, I ended up getting injured. You know, being the couch potato generation, I mean, I was being physically active before I went to basic training, but, you know, things happen. I got injured. I had a hairline fracture in my pelvis. This is very common for females. Females, push yourself, but don't injure yourself. I know accidents happen, but do not injure yourself. And if you do injure yourself, I understand you want to be in the military so bad you can't stand it, but I knew a girl who had completely demolished her hips, but she was still going to the end. God bless her, she ended up graduating with all of us, but your health comes first. Your health comes first. But I had a hairline fracture on the left side of my pelvis, and I had to be on crutches for 2 weeks. So, I mean, I ended up getting well. I mean, it didn't hurt, but I ended up getting well enough to where I could take my last PT test. And I was able to graduate with everybody, but I knew of someone who had basically injured themselves so much. You know, maybe they were a little overweight, and they were trying to push themselves so hard that they ended up, their shins ended up splintering. So, and unfortunately, after we had done graduated for being there 4.5 months, he had got there when we did, and he didn't leave until I think it was like 6 months after. So please be careful, guys. Please be careful. Make sure that you are losing weight before you go to basic training. It is less stress on your bones, less stress on your body, and it just makes it so much easier on yourself. And now, if you're considering this as a career, I highly, highly support it. You know, it's very structured, very, it is definitely a way of life. There's a sense of pride that comes with this job, and you know, when somebody just comes up to you and thanks you for your service, I mean, and you know, at first it was a little awkward because, you know, you felt to yourself, well, I haven't done anything, I've just went to basic training. But their mindset behind it is, you know, you volunteered yourself. You volunteered and you signed on that dotted line, and you're sacrificing time with family. You're sacrificing your personal time. You're sacrificing a lot. And, you know, it was hard for me to kind of really accept the compliment at first, because you know, I just felt like it was something I wanted to do. I mean, it was never really a question. You know, nobody forced me. But I think that people really, well, most people, you know, they see that as something that's something to, you know, compliment about and thank you for. Take time out of their day to thank you for. And for those that do that, you know, thank you very much. You know, it does get very stressful. I personally have not been deployed, but you know, they always tell you, and if you're worried about whether or not you're gonna deploy, they always told us in basic training, I mean, it's not a matter of if, it's when. I mean, it's just that day, or this day and age, I mean, and that's what you signed up for. I mean, you know what you signed up for coming into it, and that's just part of it. And but if you're considering this as a career, I do highly suggest it. I've enjoyed it my 6.5 years very much, and I don't regret it, as I said. So, but if y'all have any questions, just let me know in the comments below, and like and subscribe this video, or subscribe to my channel, excuse me. But if y'all have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank y'all so much for watching, and y'all have a great day.